pain too.
Yo guys, what's up? DPlexArchive here, and today we have a discussion video. So, 2 days ago, a poster was revealed for the live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Now, this poster received a lot of negative feedback, and I have yet to see positive reception. And we are going to be discussing the Sonic the Hedgehog 2019 movie poster, and not to mention that there was one that was leaked last night. They have some promotional posters for movie theaters, and that one is equally as bad. And we are going to be discussing the poster, and I'm going to be giving my thoughts, which are it's gonna be long because I have a whole ton to say about it. So, to really describe what this poster is, I'm just gonna put it right there. So, to describe what this poster is, you have a silhouette of Sonic, and it's in like a darkish typist background, and the silhouette, the outline looks like Sonic, but there are a ton of problems. So if you notice, he's kind of muscular, and he is wearing different type of shoes now. He isn't sporting his iconic Michael Jackson / Santa Claus inspired sneaks, and he isn't wearing any gloves. His head's fine, although it's a little bit too big. And he doesn't have his one eye, two pupil face that we've all grown to love over the past few years. And this sparked a whole ton of controversy, and I really cannot blame him. It looks so bad. And I honestly thought that this poster was a mock-up. I thought it was just a little fan-made joke about the movie, and I was honestly shocked to find out that it's real. Now, just over those 2 days, not even just after an hour it was even released, Sonic was trending on Twitter. All it was, negative reception after the other. There was no positive feedback at all. And whenever I went onto any social media, let's just say Facebook or Twitter for instance, it was just Sonic, Sonic, Sonic. There were so many people mad. The fans were mad. Gamers were mad. And even people who haven't talked about Sonic or even thought about the character ever since the 90s, they all had their hands up. Because they were wondering, what the hell? Why are you doing this? And I definitely did not take it very lightly. And like, this is just so bad to the point to where even the creators of Sonic, Yuji Naka, Naoto Oshima, you have just former Sonic team members criticizing it. It's just negative feedback, and I'm going to display those on screen as well. And if you're getting negative reception from the big guys, the guys who made this character and brought him to life, if you're getting negative feedback, you know that you did something wrong. And what I did is that I actually made a petition to at least try and attempt and contribute to try and at least fix Sonic's design a little bit. And surprisingly enough, I got 100 signatures in over 5 hours, and I think that I've already passed 200. I'll leave that petition in the comments below, but it just goes to show how mad people are. It's honestly ridiculous. And I'm shocked and I'm pissed off. Now, not even Sega liked this decision at all, actually. They didn't like the whole eye redesign decision. They didn't like the entire thing in general. But director or producer of the movie, Tim Miller, who worked on Deadpool, he just said, oh, it's gonna look weird in live action, so this is the way that we're gonna have to go, and this is how it's gonna have to work. He thought that the traditional design would not work in live action, even though it's been proven so many times that it could work. I have 2 examples. So remember a few years back, say around the time of Sonic Lost World, remember that Progressive ad where you had Sonic running through the Progressive store looking for insurance? Yeah, that was animated by the same people who were animating this movie, Marza Studios. Now, they're pretty involved with Sonic, actually. They did the CGI for the Boost games, and they did the little CGI for that ad. And it just proved that Sonic could work in 3D. Well, not 3D, no. He can't work in 3D. But the movie, he can work in live action. And all they did was just rip his Boost model from Unleashed Generations Colors. And it worked. And there was this other ad. The ad for Sonic Boom Rise the Lyric. And even that worked. It's not so hard. Yeah, it may look weird to you, but you're messing with a design that people have grown to love over the last 25 years. And I don't even know what to say. I have so much to say, but this is just ridiculous. He thought that giving Sonic fur was the right idea to go, and he thought that he'd look alder-like, even though others don't look anything like a hedgehog. And he thought that it looked like he'd be running around nude with him just having spikes. And it's just such a slap in the face to fans. It's like, think about it. Sonic to Sega is like a test subject. It's always Sonic who gets the last end of the stick. He's always the one getting the worst. Sonic Boom, this movie, his games, because Sega likes to rush him. They'll do anything for a quick buck. The movie was going to be animated, actually, but Sega wanted to keep onto a budget, and all studios were just declining them because they didn't want to pay the price for an animated movie, and that speculated to why Sony gave the rights to Paramount. Like, I'm just astonished. Because, why? Like, Sonic has been tortured enough. Especially with the release of Sonic Forces. So you're just putting one big black X on the freaking Sonic franchise, and it's just tainting it even more. I wouldn't be surprised if Sonic never came back from this disaster, because he's dealt with so much. Sonic fans have dealt with so much. We've dealt with so much shit over the last decade that it's kind of embarrassing to even say, oh yeah, I'm proud to be a Sonic fan. You can't even say that in public because you'll either get laughed at or they say that you'd have bad taste. I'm embarrassed to even say that I'm a Sonic fan. And that's saying something because I love Sonic. I've grown up with Sonic. When I was younger, he was like a friend to me. I've played the games, I've read the Archie comics, the shows, the merchandise. I grew up with Sonic, and it honestly aches me that I have to see him be treated like this just because Hollywood wants to make a quick buck. It doesn't even look like Sonic. It hurts that when kids see this movie, that this is the Sonic that they were exposed to. They're gonna complain, saying that the movie designs are better than the traditional ones that we've always had. It honestly sucks. And here's the worst part about it. Sonic's not even fast in the movie. The whole key purpose of his character. He's not fast. Apparently what Tim Miller wants to do is that He wants Sonic to evolve, meaning like he's gonna get his speed probably halfway throughout the movie. That doesn't make any sense. He's Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. He's meant to be fast. And you're taking that key point away from him. It's like how they took away his iconic shoes. You're taking away what makes Sonic, Sonic. It honestly gets on my fucking nerves. Like, I've waited so long for a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, you don't even believe it. I'd watched the Sonic OVA so much. And I was like, oh, I hope that we can get another movie. Remember that Sonic fan film that dropped a few years back by Blue Core Studios? People didn't like that. And they didn't like how Sonic looked. But honestly, I didn't even have a problem with that design. And the movie wasn't even that bad. Hell, it's way better than what we've already been shown. And it hasn't even been released yet. It's fucking ridiculous. See, what I think is going to happen is that with all this negative feedback, and if the petition does do well, I think that they'll honestly consider changing the design. Or Sega will put their foot down. Because if you didn't know, when Sonic Boom was in development, the designs were so different and strayed away from Sonic that Sega had to put their foot down. What I'm hoping is that Sega does put their foot down and we at least get a more closer design that actually resembles Sonic. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But here's the worst part about it. They signed a contract. So now Paramount owns the movie rights to Sonic. Meaning that Sega has no creative control over it. They can't do anything. They have no say at all. And that's where they're kind of the problem. That's why they're kind of the reason. They signed that contract. They have no say whatsoever about this design. They hate it, but they just went with it anyways, knowing that the people who made Sonic don't even like it. I mean, you have to see a positive response. Maybe the movie will be half decent. And the only reason why it's going to be half decent is when that movie does release, in the mountain of meme material that's going to freaking surface. Or, let's just hope that the writing's good. Because from what it seems right now, the plot is just Sonic Adventure 2 with just a few plot alterations and you have the new cop character. This is just all I've got to say. And I was honestly expecting to have to make a video like this. Because there's no way I'm backing down from this. Because, yeah, I can't probably do much. But, with me growing up with Sonic and all, I gotta at least try. I grew up with this character. It aches me to see him be treated this way and as a test subject. Sonic's been treated like a test subject for so long, just because Sega just wants to put new gimmicks, new gameplay styles, stuff that we don't even need. And have you noticed that Sega doesn't really do much with any of their other franchises? When was the last time that we had a Jet Set Radio game? When was the last time that we had a Fantasy Star game? When was the last time we had Space Channel 5, let's say, or Some of the Amigo? A decade. Probably even longer. Because they don't care about those franchises. They care about Sonic because that's what makes them the most money. So of course they're going to milk the fuck out of him. This is all I have to say. Hopefully things will be turned around. Hopefully this whole thing is just a joke. And I hope that Tim Miller realizes what he did. Honestly. Because this is fucking horrible. I'm going to be embarrassed to even say I'm a Sonic fan. The only reason why I'm going to go to this movie, I'm going to take me and my buddies and we're going to go watch this movie, only to laugh at it. And probably also cry too, because, I'm not going to be able to take it. This is all I have to say. Leave your opinions and thoughts in the comments below. I'm DPlexArchive, and I hope you guys have a good night.